Hello and welcome to Wonder Girl Tarot. This is your reading for the week of March 30th through April 5th, 2020. It's a general reading for anyone who feels called to watch it or who is already subscribed to the channel. So please take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. I've shuffled the deck and drawn 3 cards. The first is going to represent Monday and Tuesday, the second Wednesday and Thursday, and the third Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But as I always say, these may be energies that come and go throughout the week and aren't restricted to those particular days. So without further ado, I'll turn over the cards and we'll get started. I've gone back to the gummy bears because they are so bright and cheerful. Okay, so we begin the week with the Lovers. This card has shown up recently, I think. It represents a choice, and I just first have to point out the little fig leaf, which is so funny and so cute. So this card represents an important decision. Major arcana are big life changes. They're not just day-to-day stuff. They're important things that are meaningful. It's usually a choice concerning love. Who do you love? What do you love? Will you love at all in the first place, or remain closed off? It also has to do I always think of the story of the Garden of Eden with this card, because obviously that's what the imagery is from, and the snake in the background and the apple tree. So perhaps this has something to do with needing to make a decision about whether or not to seize something. It's the apple was from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. So perhaps there's something you haven't been seeing in your life that you've been blind to. You know, collectively as the world, it could be things that we have been blind to, that we've been kind of innocent in some way. And now there's the opportunity to see with greater clarity a situation, to see what's really valuable to you or to us going forward, and then to begin being able to act accordingly. I think it probably has something to do with love and matters of the heart, though, and that can even be, that can be loving a person or people. It can also be something like loving the world or nature, like they're in a garden. And I think that you're going to make a decision that is more in line with your heart in your personal lives, and perhaps we will collectively, because in the middle of the week we have the Queen of Cups. So she sits on the edge of the water. It's like she's got one foot, it seems like it might be dipped into this lake, and she's holding a cup, and the cups and water represent emotions, and she's green. Green represents the heart chakra. So she's somebody who's very steeped in emotion and has found a way to master it. The King of Cups is the highest in the cup suit. And so you could say he's the master of his emotions, but he's usually somebody who's learned to somehow control his emotions, so you can't always tell what he's feeling, whereas the Queen of Cups is a very nurturing person, somebody who gives a lot, who's kind and empathetic, and just operates from a heart space. So what she knows comes from how she feels, and it's all like it comes up from this reservoir of emotion. What she gives also comes from this feeling of love and just feelings in general. And that's her strength. So, you could be feeling very loving, you could be feeling very intuitive, and you can also encounter people who are loving and intuitive. Perhaps the people in your family will be acting more soft-hearted, or your close friends, whoever it is that you're seeing these days. And there may be animals that are important to you. I'm not sure where that's coming from, but I'm just thinking there's something about feeling connected, which is really interesting in a time when there's a lot of disconnection. But I suppose the feeling of connection is what we need. Anyways, moving on to the end of the week, we have the Justice card. So Justice with his sword. You could be getting some kind of, in some situation where you feel that you've been unfairly treated, you could be receiving a sense of justice. Perhaps you're the one who's dealing out justice yourself because of the clarity and the decisions that you've made. It can also concern legal things like visas, lawsuits. This is like a judge, somebody who's fair-minded and sees clearly, who cares about the truth. So yeah, you could have a legal, if you have a legal situation, it's probably going to be settled in your favor, unless you know that you're in the wrong in some way, in which case it's not going to be settled in your favor, because justice is an impartial, justice isn't the Queen of Cups. Justice isn't kind. Justice is, what is it they say, blind? Something like, well, it's about the truth, but it's not about being swayed by emotions. So perhaps you'll be able to take this heartfelt energy and then translate it into something that actually isn't about emotions, but is about the truth. And you'll be able to take actions going forward based on the decisions that you've made. And that also the people that you encounter will be treating you justly. The systems that you encounter will also be just. It could be things like governmental systems stepping up better or something like that. Anyways, I hope this is a good week. It certainly looks very promising, and I want to say fruitful. And take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you well this week. Bye-bye.